man. You got stars like, like Mike Trout. I'll be honest, man. He has done a poor job, and MLB has done a poor job making him the face of baseball and promoting him and pushing him. And my thing is this, that I don't know Mike Trout no more than a dry bucket of paint. But my thing is this, is that when you're a big star, well, let me back up. When you are an athlete, a star in this game, your responsibility is not only, well, your number one responsibility is to grow the game. That is your responsibility, to grow the game and make it better than what you found it. Because there's people before you that work their butts off so you can have what you have, and you're supposed to work your butt off to give the guys behind you, and I think it's very selfish that baseball is, our way, the old school. Like, man, like that crowd is dying off. Like, they don't matter no more. They're not going to live another 30, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm 33. I may not live another 30 years. I hope I do, man. So, but it's not guaranteed I'm going to live another 30 years. So if you are older, if 40s and higher, more likely you're not going to live another 30 years. Your chances of living another 30 years is decreasing. And that's the thing I feel like baseball has done a horrible job, is especially the players. And Mike Trout's a great guy. I mean, he's a phenomenal guy. But he's done a horrible job growing the game, man. And the reason why I say that is his personality, man. Like, he doesn't, like, he does, like, the game right now is about, well, sports in general, the world is about social media. But Mike Trout is the best player in baseball. He's the best player in baseball, hands down.
Yeah.
And we talked about this. How come he has less followers than what's his name at New York?
So it wasn't less, but it was close.
No, well, he had less than what's his name, because what's his name had like what, 1.7, 1.9?
You talking about I keep wanting to say Julius Randle. Buddy from Duke. I cannot think of his name. Zion Williamson. And
I cannot remember his name either.
wow.
I see his face right now. You said his name earlier. It'll come to you.
It's gonna put me in the middle of nowhere. Keep going. I'm gonna think.
But there's no reason why we can't remember his name. That's the problem. But there's no reason why he has just as much followers as Mike Trout. Mike Trout's the best player in the game of baseball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even like Fernando Tatis. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's doing a great job trying to grow, be more social media, making, just trying to grow. And Mike Trout's been in the league for 10 years. And it's not like Mike Trout doesn't have no more than 2 million followers on Instagram. And I know everybody's going to say, well, that's social media. That's the problem. Because the younger crowd is not following. The young crowd is on social media.
RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett, there you go. Yeah.
It was going to bother me. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the younger crowd, like, that's a bad thing. It's the older crowd that's watching the game and stuff like that, which is great. You need those. But the key is for him, his generation is the generation, not like the young generation, people in their teens and 20s. That's like that, and even the younger kids. Ken Griffey Jr., he grew the game. Like, the people that's watching the game right now to this day is because of people like Ken Griffey Jr., Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, guys like that. You know what I'm saying? So they grew the game, So Mike Trout, man, he has a responsibility at the end of the day. Baseball has a responsibility to make him accountable to help grow the game. Like, screw all that. Well, that's not his personality. That's just not him. Screw all that, man. That's irrelevant. Your job is to help grow the game, period. And, like, there's no reason Santi is probably more – he is more popular. You haven't heard much on Mike Trout right now. He's having a phenomenal year. He's actually having one of the best years of his career. And this is year 10. I bet you nobody knew about that. That was year 10. And year 10 is a big year. Like, they did thing on LeBron, and they did thing on Kobe. Year 10 is huge for these guys. So they did thing on Kevin Durant, 10 years. So, but with all that being said, man, it's like I'm gonna segue back to Stephen A. Smith, man.